Word on the street is there is trouble in paradise. Portia and Sway are having a little issue. Or is this a sign of a bigger issue? We're going to talk about that and what the people are saying. And I really want to know how you guys would feel in this situation. We have so many questions and so much to talk about. Let's get into it right after my intro plays, y'all. Give it a few seconds to play. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff while it plays, and I will see you guys on the other side. Everyone knows the best conversations happen in hair salons. And guess what, beauty? It's your appointment time. So grab your drink, grab your wine, grab your friends, and let's talk. My name is Tanya. I'm your host, and this is Sweet Tea. Welcome back to The Suite. My name is Tanya. I am your host. Thank you so much for joining me. I don't know how you found me, but I'm so glad you did. And I'm glad to have you here in The Suite. You guys, we have some things to talk about. Porsha Williams and Sway. Okay? Let's talk about it. Let's be real. First of all, let's back it up. Sway was introduced to our television screens by Porsha Williams during season 17 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. But even before the show aired, the people were talking, the streets were talking, and the blogs were reporting that Porsha was dating this woman, okay? And the woman was Sway. So we already kind of knew what was going to happen. So Porsha introduced Sway to the audience this past season.
I love these hands. It's giving Atlanta. Nice to meet you. Who's this person? This is my lady friend, Sway.
Honey, when Sway walked in that room, the whole energy changed, okay? The whole energy changed. That was at Drew's movie premiere. And Phaedra was over there with her tongue hanging out down to the damn floor. I did a whole video on it with Phaedra Sway for pay because she was flirting with Sway like it was so obvious, okay? Saying she was gonna go home with them and all this stuff. And I was like, wow, like does Phaedra get down like that too? And y'all know that during was it the Scotland trip or the Dallas trip when they went to, I think it was Dallas, when they had gone to dinner or something and they got to talking about who all had been with women. And it was like most of the cast had been with women except for supposedly Phaedra, Angela, and Shamia tried to say she hadn't. She had only kissed a girl. But, that's still up for debate. Anyways, Porsha is the only one that's living out loud, okay? And Porsha is living in her truth at the moment. And at the moment, Porsha proclaims to be a lesbian, gay, like she says she all the way gay. Oh my gosh. Porsha is a trip. Porsha is a trip. Porsha says she all the way gay, honey. But she gay for Sway, at least. Is Porsha really gay or is Porsha just gay for Sway? Let me know in the comments, first of all. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. Answer that question. Is Porsha really gay or is Porsha just gay for Sway? Okay? That's a good question. That is the question. Because we have all seen Porsha go through multiple relationships during her tenure on Real Housewives of Atlanta. She started off being married to Cordell. After that divorce, she was dating the young football player. He was like really young. And to me, he was kind of, I don't know. Y'all should go back and watch some of those clips. In fact, let me play one for you.
This is just over the top. I wasn't expecting this at all. At all.
We know what we want, so now that we've met, it's kind of like, okay, I'm just going to insert you into my world.
Yeah. So Porsha was dating him. And then remember, y'all, it was the other guy who she was trying to have the baby contract with. Remember him? Yeah, that guy. And then who else has Portia dated on our television screens? Of course, there was Dennis McKinley, baby daddy. And that's who I think is her true love. That's Portia's true love. And that is who I think Portia would be the happiest overall with. And Dennis would probably let her have her, lesbian relationships on the side and maybe even together. They could learn something. Maybe she can consult Candy and Todd about that. But I think that Dennis would be cool with that. And I think that she would be the happiest with Dennis long term. But anyways, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is that they are saying there's trouble in paradise. And so I kind of got carried away thinking about the people that Portia has been with. And the question, is Portia really gay, or is Portia just gay for sway? And the streets are saying that apparently Portia was invited or reached out to by Usher's people to come on stage with him during a concert, which would have been legendary. Okay. Can you imagine Portia Williams? Let's wait a minute. Can you imagine Portia Peach Juice Williams on stage with Usher at a concert? Y'all know she was gonna act a fool. Y'all know it would have been viral videos everywhere. Y'all know it would have been something would have been talking about for a long time. And Portia would have loved it. She would have enjoyed it. She would have had an amazing time doing it. Usher would have definitely enjoyed it. It would have been a fun time, right? But word on the street is Sway wasn't okay with that. Sway was like, nah, my girl, we exclusive. Remember? Remember we said we was exclusive? And even if they are exclusive, this would have been acting. It would have been theatrical. It would have been drama. And it probably would have been work for Portia, right? Unless Usher was asking her to do it as a favor. I don't know. You think Portia would have got paid to do it? You think she would have asked for pay to do it? And do you think that that would have made a difference? Do you think if they would have reached out to Portia's people and offered her a check, a nice little coin for appearing with Usher on stage? Because we know it would have been viral. We know it would have been good for both of them, really, both of the stars, Usher and Portia. And everybody would have been talking about it. It just would have been the talk, right? So do you think it would have made a difference if Usher's people would have reached out to Portia's people and offered her a check or coin, a nice little coin for making this appearance with Usher? Or she was getting paid to do it, or if she was just happy and giddy? And because could you imagine Portia getting that call? Y'all know that thing was jumping up and down and happy and giddy and you know the whole nine. She was. She was bouncing and squealing and super excited, at least on the inside. Now, it depends on if Sway was around when she got the offer. But and even if she was, and she started jumping around like that, y'all know how Portia get when she get excited. If Portia started jumping around like that in front of Sway and Sway saw that stuff, Sway was probably like, right? And do you think it makes a difference because Usher is a man? Because Sway gotta know that Portia likes men. Okay? Portia is saying that she's a lesbian and that she is gay, and I respect her right to say that, and I respect her right to be at that place in her life where she is willing to say that out loud. And if that is where she really is, then I'm not questioning if she is gay or if she is lesbian. But we have to also admit that Portia has enjoyed the company of her fair share of men in the past. Okay, and Sway, Portia said during this past season that Sway kind of had a little more of an issue because she was dating Mike and Mike was a man, right? And the whole thing with Dennis. Even Dennis was kind of like still hopeful, according to Portia. Dennis was still hopeful that they could get back together. And, he had his little issues. He wasn't worried about Mike, but Sway was a whole nother thing. And it could have been because Sway was a woman, right? So do you think that Sway's issue with Portia doing this is because we're in an exclusive relationship and you're not going to be on stage and going viral with you and Usher? Too damn excited right now, right? You too damn excited right now for me to be okay with you going on stage with this man. Do you think that's where Sway is coming from? Do you think Sway is coming from just a place of respect? Do you think she will feel disrespected by Portia going on stage with Usher? Because it's going to be explicit. It's going to be peach juice all over that stage. Let's just be real. You know, Portia going to get up there and drip peach juice everywhere on the stage with Usher. And I can't blame her. I can't blame her. Okay. So, and do you think Sway is like, hell no? You're not going to do that because I'm not going to be disrespected. Right? Or yeah, that's really the only options. Do you think it's because it's a respect thing for Sway? And if so, it's every time Portia is around a man that she might think Portia is attracted to or is attracted to Portia, Portia's gonna always be around men that's attracted to her. And Sway know that Portia likes men or has liked men in the past. It's different for Sway because Sway may have always been out and proud, and with some lesbians that's never been with a man, because they knew since they was for whatever that they was gonna be a lesbian and couldn't, they didn't want to be with a man, whatever, never happened for them. So I don't know if that has been Sway's experience, but we do know for a fact that Portia's past has included lots of men, right? Or her fair share of men. And so Sway knows that as well. So there has to be some thought in the back of Sway's mind all the time. Like, you're saying you're a lesbian now, you're saying you're gay, but I know a year ago or 2 years ago, you was dealing with men, right? So there's that question there, and that has to create an insecurity for Sway in the relationship. And I'm sure that Portia probably goes overboard trying to overcompensate for that insecurity and trying to reassure Sway that she's 100% in this, because Sway could probably see herself with Portia for the rest of her life. Lesbian and has always seen herself being with a woman for the rest of her life, I would imagine. Or this is something new for Portia, that is even a possibility to be with a woman for the rest of her life, right? Or maybe it's just not even that serious. Maybe it ain't that serious. But that's the thing, though. You do not get exclusive with somebody who you do not want it to be that serious with, or who you cannot see yourself with forever, because otherwise you cutting off all your other options, right? Or unless you just don't want to be with one person for the rest of your life, because that could be the case too. And that's more power to Portia. That's where she's at with it. Like, this is for the time being. This is for now. And who knows where I'm going to be in 2 years or 3 years, because I don't necessarily want to be with one person for the rest of my life. And that would be her right to feel that way, right? But she and Sway need to get on the same page with that, because in Sway's mind, she want to have children and all of this. And this is a storyline that could evolve for Portia and keep Portia on this show forever, and definitely have breakout roles. You know what I'm saying? Imagine Portia and Sway becoming a real couple and getting married and having children and doing all the things together. Like, that's a TV show in its own. That's how Portia get her own show. That would be amazing. But what Portia is lacking, this is the thing. They say Sway the pro, baby. Sway the pro. Sway is also a pro at this point, or has more experience at this point, is a veteran in lesbian relationships. Where Portia is a newbie, okay? She may have got a little practice. She may have been on the practice team before, but now you in the game, baby, and you a rookie, and you going with a vet. So you don't know this game like Sway knows it. Portia may not necessarily know the expectations like Sway would know them. And those are conversations that you have to have and that you have to agree to before agreeing to be in a committed relationship or an exclusive relationship with someone, right? Because but at the same time, I can't see Portia being in an exclusive relationship with anybody and them being okay with her being on stage with Usher at a concert, dripping peach juice all over the stage for the people. Would anybody have been okay with that? I can't see a man being okay with that unless he really didn't give a crap about her. And so maybe this shows that Sway really is invested in Portia. And she's like, that's not only disrespectful to me, but to our relationship that I hold in my heart, our relationship that I take serious, our relationship that I thought was growing into something else, something more permanent because Sway wants children. She's expressed that to Portia. But Portia wasn't willing to have kids with Mike, so maybe she not. But like she said, though, Sway can carry him. She ain't got to carry him, right? She didn't got that body done, baby. Coco and Chanel sitting back up where they're supposed to be, and Portia like, I'm not ruining it for nobody, and you can have that baby. She tells Sway, baby, you can have that baby. You can have that baby, honey, because me and Pilar got things to do. We're not about to be pregnant with you, okay? Messing around with you. I'm not about to be pregnant. But anyways, you guys, drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. What are your opinions on this? And like, do you guys think that, well, clearly we're going to get to see, hopefully, if the relationship survives, through next season or through filming for next season, we'll get to see more of this relationship and even this topic possibly arise. I don't know. I doubt that they're filming now, for next season, but it would be a good time for them to pick them cameras back up. I know they just did the reunion and all that, but it's a lot going on that Bravo needs to catch, like pick the cameras back up, pick them back up. Because I want to see all of this. I want to see all of this. This is real storyline. This is the stuff that we want to see. The real drama. Porsha and Shamia at the Ultimate Girls Trip premiere, not talking to each other. Gerald and Andy talking. I hope all of that was filmed because we need to see what happened. Because we're gonna do a whole video on that too. We'll get into that. You guys subscribe to the channel so that way y'all can catch that video when I drop it. I'm about to do a video on that experience as well. Porsha, Shamia, not Porsha, yeah, Porsha, Shamia, Gerald, and Andy at the Ultimate Girls Trip premiere party and that whole interaction and the drama of it all. But anyways, don't forget to like the video, y'all. Subscribe to the channel. Hype the video if you can, you guys. Thank you guys so much for sipping right here in the suite with me. I'm your host, Tanya. This is Sweet Tea. Thank you guys. Until next time, have a great day, beauties.